Zohran rizzed up Donald Trump as I fucking called it. I told you. It was a lock from a mile away. Did I not tell you that Donald Trump is a man who actually loves charisma, who actually fucking appreciates someone's telegenic presence? I fucking told you. I told you. We're going to be watching that right now. Obviously, I missed it live because I fucking fell asleep. I'm so mad. Because I literally prepped for this moment. I only saw a couple pieces of it. as soon as I woke up. But I knew exactly what it was going to be like. I'm skipping the fucking personal news. I'm going right into it. Because dude, Zohran rolled a natural 20. Holy shit. Did not expect him to go that hard. Brother, I fucking told you. Oh my God, I told you. You're sick. I'm sick in the head, dude. Trump is under Sharia control. This is not a drill. MAGA for Mamdani was right. Dude, I think there is a real charisma void. There is a real charisma void. Okay? There is a real charisma void in politics. And Donald Trump is low-key not devoid of motion for that reason, because he has charisma, like for his base especially, right? So he definitely recognizes that. He definitely appreciates that. Bro, I think you or me could charm the fuck out of Trump. I think so too. I think people who are capable, you don't have to like roll a nat 20. I mean, Zohran is uniquely charismatic, but like what's really interesting about this is that you don't really have to roll a nat 20. You could just be like kind of normal and it does wonders, especially for a guy like Trump. Because think about it. Every guy he deals with on a fucking daily basis is like Lindsey Graham. And if every person you see is like Lindsey Graham or annoying sycophantic brown nosers who don't have any sort of motion whatsoever, and JD Vance, yeah, Zohran Mamdani's gonna look like a sex god, dude. On the Democratic Party front, if the people that you're dealing with are people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, you're gonna meet a guy like Zohran Mamdani and be like, oh my God. He's not like particularly, I mean, he's a charismatic guy, but he's not like, I wouldn't even say that he's like Obama level. Maybe he's Obama, maybe he'll get there eventually, but you have to remember, Donald Trump likes Bernie, or thought Bernie was a very big threat, right? Anyway, we're at the basically the end of our trip, and maybe I'm not so concerned about coming back to the United States of America because it seems like woke Sharia is imminent in the United States of America. Okay, Zohran showdown with Trump, but the amount of Zionists that are fucking in tears over this is incredible. It's spectacular. I work at night. You are literally my night shift radio. Hell yeah. All right, let's just get right into it. This comes as Jeffries and Dem leaders voted to condemn socialism. Yeah. They fucking suck. Who cares? They can suck me, okay?
I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot. From when I first came to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're doing much better now than we did even the first term. And I can tell you some of my views have changed. And we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually. And some very liberal people, he won't surprise them because they already like him.
And
Bro, he's glazing Zohran. Of course he's glazing Zohran. It's the same reason why he always talks about how he likes Claudia Scheinbaum. Says like she's a very powerful lady. Very powerful lady. Very powerful. This lady, she's got power. She's very good. Donald Trump recognizes someone with talent and instantly, anyone with talent, anyone with power, anyone with something that they have offered to Donald Trump, he loves them. It could be an Arab sheik who's giving him $10 billion. He is Mr. What will you do for me? He also, and I think Michael from Pennsylvania is right when he says this, he is a New York nationalist. I think Michael from Pennsylvania is absolutely correct with that statement. He likes charisma, and he also really loves New York. This was part of the reason why I thought there was no way he was going to actually cook New York. He's Mr. New York. That deep down inside, the guy that wants to be loved, and admired and respected by the New York elite has never gone away. Trump also loves a winner. It makes total sense. It makes total sense that he would be he would be treating Zohran like this. Does this worry you that Zohran is moving to the center? No, not entirely. I mean, there is stuff that he's already done. There is stuff that he's already doing about like Jessica Tisch, like keeping Jessica Tisch on board, and things that I disagree with him on in terms of like how he's dealt with the Chiose situation. But this is not one of those instances. But like I said, only time will tell. Remember, this motherfucker's not even the mayor yet. Like, he's technically not even the mayor yet. He's the mayor-elect, right? Wait till January for him to be mayor first. It is obvious, though, that, like, there's a big difference. Like, I mean, for the record, this is also disrespectful. Like, what Trump is doing here is making him stand. It's disrespectful. That's just how he does it, though, right? If you get to sit in the cuck chair next to him in the other room, that's the highest level of respect Trump has for you. If he makes you stand next to his desk, then he's still disrespecting you. This is maximum disrespect. Putting those fucking Trump 2028 hats on right in front of them, specifically for this image. That is like, he just brought you in for a photo op. You know what I mean? Not wanting Xi to run isn't centrist. That's such a weak take. Wait, what? Is that what I said? I said I have disagreements with him on that issue because I don't think you're burning tremendous political and social capital. I think as far as the opportunity goes, as far as the timing of it, I think the momentum is there, and I think the weakness is there, especially on the national front. So I don't think it's as big of a long shot as the way these guys see it, in spite of Hakeem Jeffries' overwhelming popularity in his own district. Shaking hands and smiling with the man who oversaw the genocide you campaign on opposing is disgusting, no matter how much of a power play it is. Wait, what? Dog, what the fuck are you saying? He's the fucking president. What are you saying right now? Yo, y'all need to fucking wake up, okay? Some of you unironically behave in the crustiest, most anarchist, most fucking unbearable, hyper woke, rad lib loser ways possible. That's the fucking president, okay? If the Hamas political bureau can sit across the fucking table from dudes who called the assassination of their children a week prior, then you have to develop a better understanding of how this stuff works. Okay? What the fuck are you talking about? Donald Trump is saying he's going to shut off money flowing into New York City. You have to talk to the president. That's so... Oh my God, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my mind at the insanity. You have to be 12, right? Like, this is the, you know how we always say, oh yeah, that's funny, you're 12. When we talk about like Republicans, I think that's like the left's version of being 12. The left's version of being 12 is when you're like, oh, excuse me, I can't believe you're platforming Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, that is your version of being a fucking 12-year-old. Yeah, I want to issue a trigger warning, everybody. I'm platforming Donald Trump, and I want to apologize ahead of time. I want to do a land acknowledgement. This is stolen land. I know I couldn't do land acknowledgement 2 days ago because we were in mainland China, but today we can do a land acknowledgement. You know, this is technically British, a British colonial outpost here. It's stolen land. You know, just let you know that I apologize for that. I apologize profusely for my legitimization of fascism. And I apologize even for Zohran Mamdani, honestly, who also is I platform Zohran Mamdani, who's platforming Donald Trump, and I'm also in the process of platforming Donald Trump. So I just wanted to say I'm so sorry. Yeah, I thought Zohran was cool, but thanks for introducing us to your personal friend Trump. I take platforming of him as an implicit endorsement. Yeah. Just wanted to say, I wanted to, so performative. Where's your tea though? Yeah.
I think that Hezbollah has been a problem in Lebanon, big problem. We're working with Lebanon. We're working with everybody in the Middle East. That's another thing I think we have in common. We want to see peace in the Middle East. And we actually have now, for the first time, peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years. And now we're going to refine it. And I think you're going to see some very positive things happen.
There is a potential to invite the Lebanese president to meet you to the White House.
I would do that, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East.
We desperately.
Can you explain why making him stand is a maximum disrespect? No, it's just disrespect. Trump is Mr. Power Play, dude. He cares. He's like the fucking strong handshake is profoundly important guy. Okay, he believes in the power of a strong handshake. Like that's the type of motherfucker he is. That's the type of time he's on, right? So for that reason, a lot of this stuff has symbolism for him. Making Zohran Mamdani stand upright next to him while he sits at the desk is a power play. Okay. However, there is a more disrespectful thing that he could do. It's not the maximum disrespect. Like at least he's like making him respond to questions and stuff instead of just like making him stand there quietly, you know? I think part of the, or you know, using him as isn't all that kind of gay law? I mean, it's like old school businessman shit, like boomer parents that talk about the importance of a fucking strong handshake. Like you could make him sit on the floor, crisscross applesauce. I take it Morris Trump is too old and frail to stand now. No. He does that on purpose. If he wants to like see you as a peer or someone who he actually has to play ball with, like he'll just sit. They'll both sit. Like think about MBS. Think about the conversation between MBS. That's the highest level of respect that Trump offers.
You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wonder to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that, you know, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of...
This is such a good way to fucking... Oh, God. This motherfucker is a salesman, dude. He really is. One of the best ways to convince a person is not to force your opinions down their throat, but it's instead to make it seem like they came to this conclusion. So for Zohran Mamdani, one of the best ways that he constantly talks about the affordability situation is when he ties it back to Donald Trump by stating that Donald Trump actually ran a pretty effective campaign that won on the issues of affordability. He makes it seem as though they are completely aligned on this issue. Now, of course, Donald Trump hasn't done dick about affordability, but it's also true that he actually ran on affordability. So Trump knows that this is successful. Trump knows that this is an issue that he has to address. So he can't just fucking sit there. He can't just sit there and be like, no, I don't care about affordability.
The cost of childcare. And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focus on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to.
Look, he likes him. Oh my God, brother, you can, like, I see it. He fucking likes him, dude. He's cooking. Trump is in a unique predicament because he's obviously withering away with his support in his base. He has to beef up his populist bona fides. Zohran Mamdani has a lot of motion and a lot of momentum. So obviously this is a great opportunity for him to lean into that, just to grab onto it. Okay. He also, I think, sees this as a decent opportunity to drive a bigger wedge in the Democratic Party. Trump sees this as an opportunity to shit on Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, who he knows vehemently dislike Zohran Mamdani. This gets better. Yes, I saw some clips of this. It's fucking crazy. Like the clip I saw was when he was like, you can say it. Should Mamdani be cozying up to Trump though? He's not cozying up to Trump, man. Trump is the president. Zohran Mamdani is the fucking mayor of New York. Trump is the president of the United States of America, which also happens to be the president of New York City, okay? When you are the president, it's kind of like the mayor, but for everyone, okay? Since we have an interesting way of analyzing things here, I'll simplify it for you. Zohran Mamdani is the mayor of 8.8 million New Yorkers. Donald Trump is kind of like the mayor, but for 330 million Americans, right? Which includes Zohran Mamdani, for the record.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
I don't mind. That's crazy. I have to play that back. The arm pat, no, you can call me a fascist. I don't mind. What the fuck? What the fuck? That is the craziest part about it. This is probably the craziest part.
It's easier.
Positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
From here, Trump starts bouncing the right-wing reporters off left and right. Donald Trump stepped in front of the fascism question for him. Like, what is going on? I mean, there's also obviously like a terrifying prospect of this. It's unique because Donald Trump literally defends Zohran Mamdani there for calling him a fascist. It's also weird and scary because why the fuck is Donald Trump openly being like, yeah, I am a fascist? Donald Trump is too dumb to know what a fascist is? No. That right there is actually deflating the term fascism. The reason, I mean, Donald Trump in that moment is basically saying, yeah, you don't have to, he's saying, he's giving Zohran an out and saying, you don't have to back away from your position here and make yourself look bad. You're a winner. This is your moment in the spotlight. I don't really care about this term at all. They just call me that, just like they call me racist, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay? That's most likely his belief system here. That's like, he's basically saying like, don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. It's not true, but, it is what it is type of situation, which is still pretty fucked up. It's not that he has no clue what it means. He knows what it means, chatters. He's just saying he doesn't mind being perceived as such, partially because he thinks this is a game. It's a very cynical way to approach the subject. But he's just like, yeah, it's just a game. You're playing your song and dance. I'm playing my song and dance. It is what it is, right? You're wrong. Trump is just looking at it as a bad word for politicians. Okay. He's sticking up to him, isn't he? Zohran wins the election during his speech. During his elected speech, he insults Trump, and now he's standing beside him like a wet chicken. He clearly doesn't have a character. What are you talking about? One, he's not even the mayor yet. He's the mayor-elect. Two, Donald Trump hasn't done anything to undermine New Yorkers under the Zohran Mamdani mayoral reign yet. Obviously, you're gonna fucking play nice to hopefully stave off any kind of like negative policy making that the White House is going to engage in terms of undermining the affordability agenda of Zohran Mamdani, right? What matters here is what he does after Donald Trump starts, sending ICE agents to New York.
We had some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really are the same ideas that I have. But a big thing on cost, the new word is affordability.
This saved Thanksgiving across America. Yeah, so close to Thanksgiving. A lot of you guys are going to have a really funny time with your relatives. After months and months of Zohran Mamdani is a communist, it's terrifying. He's really bad. Donald Trump just basically deflates a year's worth of insane negative commentary and coverage from Fox News with one single meeting, with one single light tap on the shoulder. Donald Trump just basically came in and was like, no, this guy is handsome, he's funny, he's charismatic, he's going to do well. He calls himself a communist. It's all right. He calls me a fascist. I'm all right with that. We're just playing politics, right? Come on. We both love affordability, don't you think? Like, this is aura. Okay? This is just fucking, there's no other way to put it. You got a 34-year-old anti-Zionist Muslim socialist mayor of New York that was called a fucking terrorist, anti-Semitic terrorist, Islamist jihadist every single fucking day. And he won so resoundingly against a lot of his ops in the media, against a lot of the ops in the establishment Democrats, and of course the entirety of the right wing, that Donald Trump has to sit there and try to take some of his shine. Because plenty of mayors win elections. Donald Trump is not inviting them to the fucking White House to talk to them, and to talk to them like this. You have to think, why is Donald Trump doing this? The reason why Donald Trump is doing this is because he wants a little bit of that. He wants a little bit of that motion. Okay? That's it. He's low-key clout chasing Zohran Mamdani at a time when he recognizes his base of support is withering away. That's crazy. Where are all the Fox News commentators saying that Zohran was ammo for the right? What is the right going to say about him? I mean, they're going to go back to it. Trump is going to go back to it. Trump is going to talk about how Zohran is a fucking scary communist. It's really interesting, though, because I brought this up during the election as well, which is Donald Trump was obviously very aggressive about Zohran when he was running for office, but he wasn't as racist about Zohran Mamdani, ironically enough, as Andrew Cuomo was, as fucking Kirsten Gillibrand was. Kirsten Gillibrand says Zohran Mamdani wants to do Islamic jihad and kill all the Jews. Donald Trump never said that. Like, think about that. Isn't that fucking insane? I brought it up throughout the election cycle. I was like, Donald Trump, partially because of all of his dealings with, all the Gulf leaders and whatnot, he sees Muslims as like magic money men. He was less aggressive about Zohran's background. He was less aggressive about Zohran's background during the election than fucking establishment Democrats were. Some establishment Democrats were way more racist about Zohran. It's crazy to think. I cannot fucking comprehend how Trump likes Mamdani more than most of the Democratic Party leadership. Zohran did the genial leftist relative on Thanksgiving thing where you pulled a I don't like liberals either card and are just super vague about everything else. I mean, yeah. That is I mean, that's the reason why like Austin always tells me like his uncle loves some of my commentary, right? Because I'm always like, yeah, I don't like Nancy Pelosi. Republicans love when I rip on liberals. They don't understand that I'm ripping on liberals because of their closeness to the Republicans. But I think ultimately it's more like I don't like it's beyond I don't like liberals either. Because I don't think Zohran dislikes liberals. I think Zohran likes liberals. He's fucking closer to liberals than even someone like myself is. I have nothing against Zohran, but from my perspective, this seems so cringe. Okay, well, he has an obligation to serve 8.8 New York City. He has an obligation to serve the 8.8 million populated city of New York. Those are his constituents. So you might consider it to be cringe, but that's his job, okay? Kind of fucked up for Zohran to not check in with Hasanabi's chat before meeting with the president just to see if it's okay. Okay, you're joking, but there's a... Low key, there are people in here who genuinely believe that. Like, there are people who are operating with that exact attitude where they're like, I don't understand what's going on here. Why didn't he fucking come to us? It's rude of him, really. And they would have been like, no, actually, you're not allowed to do that because that would mean you're normalizing fascism. Yeah. Zohran Mamdani, the Hassan Pike delegation is cutting ties with Zohran Mamdani. Okay? The honeymoon period is over.
Protesters.
Right?
Yeah, Mr. President, I wanted to know one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people.
No. Jack fucking Posobiec is in that room. Are you fucking joking? Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Ew, gross. Gross. Unacceptable. Switching up on Big Zo as soon as he found a bigger political streamer, Trump, to hang with. Yeah. No, he's the one who switched up on me. He forgot his day ones, dude. He forgot his day ones. That's what it is. Lunatic reporter, you cannot call him a reporter. He is at best a white nationalist Twitter poster, okay? I can't believe this shit.
That in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our
city. But to be clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
that's what you said.
No, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
Please go ahead.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned about Jewish New Yorkers feeling welcome and safe in the city? And President Trump, you've threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores? Would it be something else?
Yeah, this is another thing that fucking annoys me to no end. Okay, yeah. Once again, another like Jewish place of worship being used to literally illegally sell stolen property on in the West Bank in direct violation of New York City rules, in direct violation of international human rights, in direct violation of all the fucking laws. And then when people protest outside of it, everybody goes, oh my God, I cannot believe how anti-Semitic people are. It's one of the most annoying things. I can't believe it still happens. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, what are we doing here? There will be protests wherever Zionists hold events, selling plots of stolen land, or fundraising for the displacement of Palestinians, and people use their houses of worship to host these events. That is a reflection of their own moral rot. That's what should be condemned. And every single time, dumb fuck liberals will eat that bait and be like, oh my God, I am so saddened. I am so saddened. I'm so upset. Not at the fact that these guys are basically fucking violating every single rule and every single law and demonstrating one of the most like immoral things that you can do, like doing it in a fucking place of worship. That's not what's saddening for these people. It's the fact that people actually are criticizing it. It's the fact that people are actually protesting against it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Lock in, man. What do you think is the bigger problem here? The fact that people are protesting against like people selling illegally selling stolen fucking houses in an apartheid state in a place of worship, or the people protesting against that outside of the place of worship? The fuck? Yeah, the new right-wing thing is describing crimes as generically as possible to pretend that, like they're not crimes. Someone gets convicted of conspiracy and they start yelling, wow, so it's illegal to make plans with friends now. Text from a GOP operative on the Trump-Mamdani meeting. To be honest, I think this pours gasoline on the internal war within the Dems. Hakeem won't talk or work with him, but Trump is open to working with him. Further forces Dems to fully embrace Mamdani and his agenda. They're on copium o'clock. Is it hateful? It is hateful to say the settlements advertised by the group violate international law.
Well, I think if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see, I use the term, we don't want good money going after bad. And we don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, subject to what policies are being said. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally, by building a lot of additional housing. Yeah. That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback.
Yeah, once again, by the way, call of the year. Not the hardest one to make, but I told you he would have played ball with Zohran. And here he is, balling on it, okay? Here he is, playing ball. I did not expect him to cooperate like this. No, you don't understand Trump. If you thought that Donald Trump was going to go after someone like Zohran in a negative manner in person, you do not understand how Trump operates. Trump loves charisma. The reason why he invited Zohran Mamdani here. Yeah, the reason why he invited Zohran Mamdani here is because of this. Okay? Trump endorsed Mamdani before Schumer did. Trump was less Islamophobic to Zohran Mamdani during the campaign than Kirsten Gillibrand was, than Andrew Cuomo was. Donald Trump understands where to push and pull. That's why he won the presidency, man. He knows. He's a room reader. He knows who's popping. He's doing it because his base is frustrated at him with affordability, and he sees Zohran Mamdani's victory as an affordability victory. Okay? So he's trying to be like, hey, see, we're on the right side. We're on the right track. We're on the same side, you and I. Yusuf Munayer's take on this. Zohran Mamdani, regularly slammed for being a political novice, just pulled off an absolute political masterclass. He requested a meeting with Trump, got Trump to endorse his efforts, and defanged the right's constant attacks on him. Absolute incredible stuff. And the reason this was possible is because Trump understands the political winds, where people are on affordability, and can't go against Mamdani, who has become the face of that issue for millions of Americans. Also, don't think Trump was not aware and not reveling in the fact that he was making the Democratic Party establishment come out looking like complete asshats, but they walked right into that one. That is exactly what's going on. Remember, Donald Trump never did the Donald Trump never did the Islamo-communist jihadist shit. He only did the Zohran is a communist, Zohran is a communist. Isn't that crazy? Do you not find that to be even a little interesting? I certainly do. Anyway, it's funny because I'm not confused by this, but it seems Republicans are. And the reason why I'm not confused by this is because as a Trump stan, I understand him better than his own cult does. Okay? I'm not confused by this allegiance at all. I'm not confused by this, not allegiance necessarily, but like this back and forth conversation. I am telling you, Trump loves winners. He has a unique eye for talent, and he knows this will make the establishment Dems look horrible. He'll continue calling Zohran a communist tomorrow. But for today, he's taking a little bit of that shine. It's that simple. That's it. Like Donald Trump also, you also have to understand like what motivates this man, right? What motivates Donald Trump? Donald Trump is a narcissist. A big part of what drives him is said narcissism, right? He always wanted to be endorsed and welcomed by the New York elite. But because him and his father were slumlords and shitty real estate developers and very nouveau riche with their vibes, with their attitude, especially Trump, because he's like the first gen, right? His dad was the one who made all the money, and then Trump was like the first gen rich guy. He went to all the right schools. He wanted to be a part of this elite society in New York, but he was too tacky. He was too rude. So he was never welcomed by them. I know it sounds stupid, but that is a major driving force behind Donald Trump's disdain for the elite. Okay? That is precisely the reason why he talks about Sissy Graydon Carter's Vanity Fair parties when he is stumping in fucking West Virginia talking to coal miner families. Because those guys already have resentment towards what they perceive as the liberal elite. But their resentment is very different than Donald Trump's. Donald Trump would be the biggest queen, he already is, if he was simply like, if he went to Juilliard and became a Broadway musical producer, okay? I'm telling you right now, instead of this route that he took, he would be living his best gay life. If he had taken that route and instead got welcomed by the New York high society. But instead that fucking drive for wealth and drive for power and endless need for acceptance and admiration unironically caused him to fail upwards and become the fucking president. This is also part of the reason why he wasn't going to ever like pull a Cuba on New York, right? Because he is still, first and foremost, very much a New Yorker. He sees Zohran Mamdani as a guy who has been welcomed by that group. And as someone who has been welcomed by that group, as long as he is somewhat cordial to Donald Trump is going to respond positively. Donald Trump also wants recognition. Donald Trump wants recognition from this group. Yes, only if he didn't get rejected from our art school sounds a little familiar. If you read, now I know this is not like materialism, but if you read into motivating factors, like amongst individual fascists, okay? Like fascist figureheads historically, narcissistic resentment is a major driving force every single time. Whether it be Mussolini or Adolf Hitler or even Donald Trump, it is a huge driving principle They get bullied. They're fucking losers. Everyone tells them that they're fucking losers. And they're on a vengeance quest to prove everyone wrong or to dominate all of those who have called them fucking losers. These are very insecurity-driven ideologies, okay? And yes, Mussolini being a violinist or not being as good, Mussolini being a failed violinist, I guess I'm trying to really make this meme stick at this point, or Adolf Hitler dropping out or not being able to get into art school is not dissimilar to the Trump route that we're seeing right now. In my headcanon, Donald Trump absolutely would have loved being a Broadway musical producer and get the admiration from all of the New York society elites, all the art producers. Mussolini got kicked out of the Socialist Party, so that works. That's part of it, yeah. The contemporary version of this also is the incel army. I think that's how a lot of, I think confidence, or rather lack of confidence and insecurity is one of the greatest driving forces for historical fascist movements and contemporary fascist movements. Straight up.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would.
Ooh, that is, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's such a good question and such a good answer. Oh my Lord, what are my ears hearing right now? What is coming out of this man's mouth? He said, yes, I would. Oh, that's an endorsement, folks. Donald Trump is endorsing woke Sharia. He's endorsing global jihad. He's endorsing Islamo-Gauchism. He's endorsing Islamo-communism. God damn, dude. Are you fucking serious? Are you for real right now? Oh, my Lord.
After the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job.
Okay, this goes even beyond my expectations. Never mind. I know I said I precog this already, but this goes beyond. This goes beyond the precog. He is glazing. Oh my Lord.
But in many ways, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders.
Someone check on Deborah Messing. Deborah Messing already, it brings me no pleasure to report this. Deborah Messing reportedly offed herself after she watched this meeting.
I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders...
Michael Rappaport didn't even know that this meeting was taking place. He just felt a disturbance in the force and he had an aneurysm. This is just like Hosborists are falling left and right. They're just please, Mr. President, why? People are surprised, but if Mao or Stalin were still alive, Trump would 100% glaze them. Not even, that is 100,000% a lock. Are you kidding me? 100,000%. He'd be like, Mao! Great guy, very powerful, very tall too. Didn't know how tall he was. Turns out I wouldn't expect it, but he was very tall. Very tall guy. Didn't like the birds. Don't quite get that part, but let me tell you, okay? The longest march, they're saying, I can't walk like that, but Mao, he was walking quite a bit, and hey, he unified the country. He dominated the forces. Just like I dominate the Democrats. He pushed, and he got the Kuomintang. He got Chiang Kai-shek. Not a big fan of that guy. He's quite the liberal. Just like the Democrats, I pushed the Democrats towards the sea, and Mao pushed Chiang Kai-shek towards Formosa. Believe it, folks. These guys love them. The Chinese, they got little books. I hate reading. They love to read. The Chinese, they're big readers.
They got his quotes. Someone needs to put my quotes like Art of the Deal in a book. And we got to give it to every single child. And he's got MAGA red. The book is red. It's little and it's red. And we need a similar red book. Very good guy. Mao Zedong. Very, very good guy. Maybe we'll do a golden book. Not a red one, but a golden one, even though I love the color red. They say red is the color of communism, but in America, red is the color of Trump.
Quotations of Trump. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Yeah. What the fuck could you put? I guess quotations of Donald Trump would be his like greatest Twitter posts. You know what I mean?
Those voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. And, you know, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but a very quick one for the mayor. Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
Oh, God. I fucking cannot stand. What is this question, man? Just please, guys, don't you feel a sense of shame? Like, even for a little bit? Don't you feel a sense of shame at all? You're in the room with the fucking president, man. The president of the United States of America. And this is a unique meeting. It's a unique meeting. He's meeting with the fucking communist, socialist mayor of New York. And that's the fucking question you got? It's like, wow, why did you use the most efficient mode of transportation? Does this not worry you that they may have gotten the Mamdani? I wouldn't even accept this meeting if I were him. Oh, you wouldn't accept a meeting with the president if you were the mayor of New York? Well, that's cool. I don't think you have to worry about that, you know? Guys, look. It's fine. It's just some people have concerns and it's understandable. Okay. I don't think this is a bad thing. Okay. I don't think this is a bad thing, especially considering how well this played out. This is a very good thing. Okay. Not a bad thing, but a good one. That's my take. Especially considering that Donald Trump basically cut away at the unlimited amount of propaganda coming from the right flank, coming from the establishment Democrats against socialism, against Zohran Mamdani in particular. And it was a glaze fest. It was fucking glazed donuts all around, you know? Look at this Truth Social post. It was a great honor meeting Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York City. Like, what are we doing? This is good. This is good. This is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but a good thing.
I'll use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece of our campaign.
There is a bus that goes.
Well, I know, but if you flew, that's a lot quicker, too. No.
Like, dude, look at that. Look at that. Trump is defending the boy. He said, yeah, it's a lot quicker than the bus. Yeah, like, what are you, fucking stupid? What a stupid question. Thank you. I can't believe it. What do you mean? Why don't you take the fucking bus? The bus actually emits carbon emissions. Why don't you bike to fucking Washington, D.C. from New York? What is this? I hate how stupid people are sometimes. This is one of those times. It's so stupid that even Donald Trump is like, come on, dude. Fucking come on.